Well, hi everyone, Wellstarbursts here. Welcome to the first episode of my build review series, Breaking Down the Build. In this show, we will be analyzing various builds from around the VoxelBox using the elements and principles that were introduced in the Creative Mode series. This week, we will review Dave, the dragon boat built by Wyvill for the town of Zing in Misk. Just like the rest of the surrounding town, the build is a steampunk-themed boat with Far Eastern architectural influences. The first things that we notice while viewing the boat are the bow and the stern, which are both emphasized due to their bold coloring. These bold colors also create contrast with the rest of the boat, which tends to utilize more neutral colors. The front of the boat is emphasized for obvious reasons, as it contains the detailed dragon's head, but the back of the boat is there simply to balance out the front. With equal amounts of bold color on each end of the boat, the build is visually balanced. Speaking of color, there isn't very much color harmony in this build, but this is quite alright for two reasons. Rather than focusing on the color of blocks, Wyvill instead focused on the textures of blocks and what those textures would add to the build. And because he does this, the colors of the boat look disorganized, which adds to the whole style of steampunk. If we look around the surrounding town of Zing and its parent town, Bedlam, we see a similar principle being employed. A large component of the whole steampunk art style is the disorganization and messiness of basically everything, and one way to achieve that is to not coordinate colors very much within or between builds. In a few cases, he even mixes up multiple block types to give a certain texture to different surfaces, and this adds the same sense of disorganization that is common in the steampunk genre. So, as we stated, Wyvill focuses on making sure that the textures that he uses make sense in the context of the build, but does not necessarily coordinate blocks based on color. He follows through with that principle by ensuring that the way the boat functions is clear to the viewer. If we take a closer look at the boat, we can see exactly how it's powered. Firstly, there is a steam-producing mechanism which spans both decks. The steam is then probably carried through a series of pipes to the steam-powered engine, which in turn spins a chain that is connected to a series of gears. These gears then turn the water wheels that we see on the outside of the boat. At each step in the process, Wyvill makes sure to use blocks whose textures make sense in its context. It's that sort of clear purpose to each block which then illustrates a certain mechanic of the build that really brings it to life. And those are only some of the very unique things that Wyvill did in this build to make it successful. I hope you guys enjoyed and thanks for watching. Also, any feedback on the series is quite welcome.